late night turned into early morning, turned into clearing out Ace's room, and Ace is super excited about it in their room too. So that's done for now. I still gotta take some stuff to the scrapyard, but I'm gonna see if they have my bearings in so I can get started back on this wagon. The sun's starting to go down, but that means I'm fixing to get back to work because I'm gonna be on this all night long again. I smelled pizza cooking and I was like, why do I smell pizza cooking? Oh yeah, I forgot to put my bearings in there. And there's a little bit of pizza on the bottom of the oven. It's like a good dinner. Let's open that. These bad boys in the freezer. Nice and cold already. Been in there for about an hour. Be ready to put those on here shortly. So another thing I learned is when I'm getting that steering extension put in, is you really need to have the subframe loosened up and able to drop more, because it's getting that lined up with that was very tricky. It was very much a balancing act. So I went ahead and I took all these bolts, ran them back out, put the subframe back on the jack, and kind of balanced it as I got the shaft nice and set up. And I was able to put that set screw right there into the steering extension. Took some finagling, but I finally got it. I opened up the hole with the Sawzall, so you can see in there that it looks like it's got plenty of room. Maybe touching a little bit. I can open that up a little bit more with a screwdriver and kind of bend that metal back a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to run this subframe back up and get it all tightened back up. Check my steering play and see where we're at with that. But that's just a quick tip that I noticed when I was putting this together. And we got the hubs and new wheel bearings put in. I went ahead and put the knuckle on, just kind of hanging in there, just loosely installed, just so I kind of have it up and out of the way and get everything ready to start putting it back together. I need to go get a few more parts. I ended up rounding out one of these screws and that holds the rotor on, so I need to finish drilling that out. Go ahead and get some new screws for this. I got the CRV struts out, the brand new ones. I went ahead and just threaded this on. This won't be really how it goes on because you actually have to trim that in order to get the bolt to go in the top. So I'll have to go back, take this off, and trim that bolt up a little bit. But I just kind of want to have it out here so I can start mocking things up. No big deal with that. I have the steering put in. It's still rough. I can turn it, but it's pretty bound up. Like, I don't like that, so I got to figure that out still. That'll be on the next on the list for sure. Not a whole lot else. I think I'm going to take a break for a little bit, go get some food because I'm starving. The hubs went well. I did the oven trick that my dad and Bubba were talking about. It literally, the bearing just fell on the hub. So I put the bearings in the oven at 400 degrees for, I think, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I put the hub itself in the freezer for about an hour. And when I took it out, just dropped the hub on, or dropped the wheel bearing on the hub, it just slid down the bottom. Gave it a couple taps with the rubber mallet, and it was on. It was seated. It basically just fell on, literally. But what was not awesome is when I accidentally grabbed the wheel bearing with my bare hand, and when it was 400 degrees, because I was gonna see how free it turned, and that smoked the skin off my fingers there. That was not too much fun. But for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I was going to do a little bit more, but I'm beat up from last night. I had to get up early this morning, so I'm kind of overworking on the wagon today. I'm going to go ahead and clean up a little bit, get some food in me. I'll get up early and start working on the wagon tomorrow and shoot a whole video for that. But for today's Daily Dash, cut it short. So I will catch you guys tomorrow.